Porque diga lo que diga, yo soy libre de pensar, porque siento que es la hora de ganar la libertad. Hasta cuando ya de abusos es el tiempo de cambiar, porque basta de miseria, voy a decir que no.
Porque nace el arco iris después de la tempestad, porque quiero que florezcan mil maneras de pensar, porque sin la dictadura la alegría va a llegar, porque pienso en el futuro, voy a decir que no.
Vamos a decir que no, oh,
Con la fuerza de mi voz.
vamos a decir que no, oh,
Yo lo canto sin temor.
vamos a decir que no, oh,
Todos juntos a triunfar.
vamos a decir que no.
Por la vida y por la paz.
Terminemos con la muerte, es la oportunidad.
Debe ser a la violencia con las armas.
Welcome to Return of Marco Polo, this time called Pitcairn Today and Tomorrow. It is now 200 years since the bounty mutineers landed at Pitcairn Island in the South Pacific. The island is situated at 25 degrees south and 130 degrees west, halfway between Panama and New Zealand. The island is 1 by 2 kilometers and there are 50 inhabitants. There is no airstrip, thus all traffic goes through the surf using the Pitcairn longboats. The Pitcairners live by cultivating their gardens and catching fish from the sea around them. Money is earned by selling souvenirs to passing ships. In this program, we will talk with the Pitcairners about the life on the island today and in the future.
Well, my name is Nola. I was born young. Yeah, my father's sixth generation. He's a sixth generation from Edward down, and I'm the seventh.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're married?
Yes, yeah.
And what's your husband called?
Reynold Warren.
Reynold Warren?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So you are Warren now?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Have you any children?
Oh, just one son.
Is he staying here on the island?
No, he lives in California,
Uh-huh.
in the USA.
Yes.
Mm.
What is your daily work on the island? What are you doing?
Oh, my daily work, I do whatever I feel like doing.
Yeah.
I do a bit in the garden, like around to look after my flower gardens and my housework, and do a bit of cooking, and apart from that I do a bit of weaving on baskets, and then when I feel like to, and just any other odd bits and pieces that I feel like doing.
Yes. What do you think will happen in the future on Pitcairn? Do you think a lot of the young ones will leave, or will they stay and maintain the island?
Oh, I'm not sure. They're leaving and they're not returning. When they go off to school, they don't really come back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So probably that's why there's not much people left on the island.
But are you afraid of that the island will totally die out of people, or do you think it will always be maintained with a number that wants to stay here?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not worrying about that because not for myself.
No.
No.
Do you have many visitors right now?
On the island?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot.
And in your house?
How many do we have in our house? That would be 3, 4, 6.
6 visitors?
Yeah. We've got, but 2 of them are originally, they are like families to us because they are from Norfolk Island, and we've known them since '84, really.
And do you enjoy having them here now?
Oh yes, we really do. Yeah.
Do you have a lot in common, the people from Norfolk and the people from Pitcairn? Do you have a lot do you have the same language, or?
Well, yeah, it's similar, the same.
Yeah?
Yeah, we speak the same language. Yeah, we've been looking forward to them coming for a long time. Since we left Norfolk in December of '88, we've been looking forward to them coming back.
And they are easy to go along with?
Oh, yes, they have to be. Yeah, we've known them. I mean, we knew that we expect them to come when we were leaving because they said if they could get the ship to bring them up, they will be up for 1990.
Well, then we thank you very much and look forward to see it on the film. And now it's your turn, Olive. But first of all, we want to hear about you and your family. You married? Have you children? Tell about it.
Yes, I'm married with 4 children.
4 children?
Yes, okay, getting quite grown up now.
And which age are they?
They're between 11 and 17. Yeah.
And they are all staying on Pitcairn?
At present they are.
Yeah.
And Trent doesn't seem to want to go off for schooling. He likes the place. Not sure what Randy and Sean will be doing. They still have a year yet to do on correspondence. So I don't know what their plans are yet. Maybe they'll want to go off to school.
Yeah. But Trent is the oldest one?
Yes, Trent's the oldest one. Then Randy, Sean, and Tanya.
3 boys and a girl.
And a girl, yes.
What do you wish them to do?
Well, I like to see them stay here, you know.
Yes.
But it's a choice you can't make for them. They have to decide whether they want to stay here or go off to the outside world.
Yes.
I don't care what they really do. It's their own decision.
Yes. But you have made a choice to stay here.
Very much, yes. I like this place.
Can you tell us why you like it? What's special about Pitcairn?
Because it's Pitcairn.
Yeah.
It's quiet. I don't know. I think because we grew up in this life, I just like it. I don't like the outside world. It's a bit too noisy, too many traffic. And you can sort of do what you want to do here.
Yes. But what do you wish for the future development of Pitcairn? Do you want that Pitcairn remains as it is today, or do you want that new things are coming in, or have you any thoughts about that?
Never really thought about it. I like it the way it is right now.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
I think there's a lot of people that want to go to Pitcairn for a visit, but are you afraid of too much tourism?
Yeah, it would be. I don't like too much of it. Not all the time. It's nice for a little while. It's been nice to have a few people around, but all the time, you know, if we had an airstrip and you had people coming in all the time, then you'd hardly get time to go out and visit your friends and relatives. You'd be stuck to the kitchen sink.
Yeah. I know some people have said that they are afraid that the island will be deserted or left uninhabited. Are you afraid of that, or do you think that will happen?
I don't think it will happen as long as we have a supply ship here to bring our supplies, and we have enough people to man the boats. I don't think Pitcairn will die out if we have that.
And what is the trend now? The trend is that the young people are leaving, or a trend is that, well, a number are staying and maintaining the island? And
we have a lot leaving, but it is quite stable right now with what we have. We can still go on board the ships with what there is left, and as long as you can do that, I think this island will go on surviving.
I heard that before you told me that there's a special, thrill in the daily life, because how is the daily life actually going, or what is the thrill in living on Pitcairn?
Eating.
Eating.
I don't know. Never thought about it.
But do
Never
you have a regular work you do from 8 to 4 or?
No, you work whatever you want to do. If you want to go fishing, you go fishing. And if you want to go swimming, you go swimming. And if you want to carve, it's entirely up to you what you want to do for the day.
Yes. And what about ships? They turn up just like that?
They turn up unexpected sometimes. Some of them you do know when they're coming, and others just could be any minute away.
And you like that?
Yeah, it's great.
You go out to the ships? Barter?
Most of them I do, but I get very seasick.
Okay. Do you have a last thing you want to tell? Something you want to wish for Pitcairn or your family or the future here? You're welcome to tell.
No, I like it the way it is just yet, so I hope it stays the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We hope the same.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Olive.
Thank you.
Boy, you're a good interviewer.
As Olive says, it is very important for Pitcairn that ships are passing the island. Let's have a look what it is like when the Pitcairners go out to the ships, selling their souvenirs and bartering goods.
I'm Trent Christian. My job here is trainee engineering.
You have just left the school last year?
Yes, no, 2 years ago.
2 years
I
ago.
finished school.
And you have chosen to stay on the island like the mutineers they did 200 years ago. You haven't planned to go to New Zealand for staying there?
Not for staying there. We went to New Zealand about 2 months ago now. We went down for a 4 months visit sort of thing. Well, not visit, but a sort of, well, yeah, just take my folks, they took us down, us kids down, to have a look around, because like me and my sister, we've never been there before.
No.
My 2 other brothers have, they went for medical. So they took us down like it's a family thing and sort of showed us what the outside world is like, but I didn't really like it.
What was your impression of New Zealand then?
Well, a lot of people, cold, very cold, because we were down in one of the worst winters, so it wasn't really a nice trip. But we had a great trip going down on the ship we went down on, and we had a nice stay, I must say that, because we went across to Norfolk and saw some of our relations as well, and
Yes.
had their I think it was one of their celebrations. I forgot what it was, but we had a celebration there with them, so it was a bit excitement for the trip.
Yeah. What things is it at Pitcairn that have made up your mind, or what kind of things is it that you like so much with Pitcairn that you prefer the island to the?
Well, mainly the freedom that we have here, especially like we don't have the part where you have to get up and go to work at 8 o'clock and then you stay there until 4 in the afternoon or whatever. You know, here like everyone's their own boss. You can go to work whenever you want to, and you can come in when you want to and sort of thing. And well, also I like because I can go fishing whenever I want to, and stay out all day.
Yes.
Is that to how much what the fishing's like?
Okay. Now you have become a grown-up member of the community, and have your responsibilities on the island also. And maybe you are now, when you have become a part of the community as a grown-up, is there anything you see that you would like to change on the island? Some progress you want to make for the future, or some things you see could be developed on the island, or?
Well, I would like to see a little protection for a harbour there, the landing, like a breakwater, for instance, sort of help, like as I guess you notice on rough days, the old jetty gets quite a bit of a beating, and it's an old jetty now, so I would like to see a breakwater, for instance, to sort of defend the harbour there, and that's about it.
Is there anything additional you might wanted to say, something you are wondering about, thinking about, concerning this 200 years or the bicentenary?
No, not really, but it was good to, be around when it happened.
Yeah.
For a bicentenary at least. I'm glad that we got quite a crowd of people to come up and help celebrate it, although it wasn't much because of the weather was turned out pretty lousy, but it was all right. We had a good time, I reckon.
Okay, that's nice, friend. I think that was all, and some of your friends are about to leave, so I guess you want to go out with them.
Oh, I guess so, but I guess I'll go see them off.
Okay, no problem.
Routine.
Thank you for that.
Welcome.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, I'm Lloyd Buckley. I'm a New Zealand citizen. I've been resident on Pitcairn for 3 years. My job here is firstly the school teacher, and secondly as government advisor to the island.
You have been here 3 years. That means you have taken another term on 2 years.
That's correct. Originally we were contracted for a 2-year period, after which we reapplied and were granted another 2 years.
So how did you, or why did you decide to go for another term?
Because for two reasons. The first 2 years went that quickly, and we were enjoying life so much that we thought an extra period would be ideal, but also because some of the things that I'd planned to achieve in Pitcairn weren't completed, and it just gave us a little extra time to do those things.
Yeah. Okay, now it's 200 years since the mutineers, they came to Pitcairn Island, and there are still people here, and they will probably live here for a long time yet. What is it that makes the place worth living for you and for all the descendants from the mutineers?
Well, for the people here, for the islanders themselves, I think it's the isolation. It's Pitcairn away from the outside world, and for ourselves, we too now fit into that category. We don't miss the daily news. We certainly do not miss the humdrum and the busy periods of urban cities and districts that we came from.
Okay. What can the Pitcairners and you as a government advisor and the office in New Zealand, what can they do to keep the young ones on the island?
Yeah, that's the question that the education officer in my case gets asked a lot. What's the future of the children on the island? We're only talking here at the moment of 12 pupils at school, 12 island children. We have 3 away in New Zealand at high school. their future really depends upon the amount of education that they endeavour to achieve. In other words, if they leave the island and further their education, then the question is, will they ever come back? And unfortunately for Pitcairn at this stage, that's not the case. They are not returning. And so for the future of the island, what has got to happen is that more people have got to be brought in. And not immediately, but certainly within the next 15, 20 years, there's going to have to be some more people come to Pitcairn to sustain the population that's already here, to keep the numbers up in the 40s and 50s.
What can the government do to improve the life at Pitcairn? I mean, they don't have they don't have a bad life here at Pitcairn. It is indeed a nice life they are living. But still, has the government, you as a government advisor, any plans for the future? You mentioned yourself that you had some goal that you wanted to achieve on the island. Yeah,
well, just go back, my goals were really on the educational side of things. I go back to your question about what the government can do. The government supports what the island folk want. The original thoughts and ideas must come from the island people here, the Pitcairners. They must have their own plans. And to do that, they've got to have some firm leadership for the future and some ideas. Pitcairners have a way whereby they would rather leave things until tomorrow. And unfortunately, that doesn't always work in the outside situation. So maybe there has got to be some thought given. The government itself will support the Pitcairn ideas. As an advisor, we're just here to monitor the progress on Pitcairn, to assist where we can, but we certainly do not have hard, firm plans of what should happen to Pitcairn. Although in the pipeline there are ideas. At the moment, the government is encouraging the return of Pitcairners who have left the island for a period of time to come back and to spend some time on Pitcairn, perhaps to even rebuild again on Pitcairn and introduce their members of family back to Pitcairn. But this will take time. You know, we're looking at a 5-10 year plan. Yeah, or at least it's a good way of planning. But mainly it is the islanders themselves who are deciding about on their own island. Sure, the island belongs to the Pitcairners, and the decisions and the needs from those decisions have to come from the Pitcairn people. Yeah, that's good. Do you have anything additional to say about what you think is going to happen for the next 200 years, or any good ideas about what could be done at the island? Well, let me put it quite bluntly. You know, after being here for 3 years, I don't see Pitcairn dying. No. I think Pitcairn will survive. I don't think the number of population is a real question. I think it's the type of population they have. It's a physical environment. They need a certain hard element in the labour force to be able to man not only the longboats but the physical conditions on the island. If they have got the male population to do that, the working male population, then Pitcairn will survive. That could be done with 2, 3, 4 families, but of course the more you have, the easier it is. That's right. Okay, thank you for that, Lloyd.
And you are?
Tom Christian, great-grandson of Fletcher Christian of the Bounty.
At Pitcairn, with the modern times of Pitcairn, do you see any improvements which would be necessary? You have been talking about an airport, for example.
Well, I think the future of Pitcairn depends upon having people on the island, being able to keep it going. We depend entirely upon shipping at the present time. Tourism is virtually out because of the elements of the sea. There's no ships guaranteed to bring someone in and to take them off within a given period. So in most cases, when people come to visit the island, they are not sure when they would be able to get off. If there was a small airstrip on the island, and I understand about 900 meters is the minimum length of a runway, people would at least be able to come in here and say that within either 2 weeks or a month they can get off. It will change the life of the island perhaps, and not everyone is in favor of something like that. The other reason I feel for an airstrip here is medical emergencies. I have seen the need for medical emergencies here when someone has become ill. And even in recent times, as you know, one man became ill with appendicitis. If we had an aircraft or an airstrip on the island, an aircraft could come in and uplift him. Mm-hmm. But it just happened in this case, your ship was here and you were able to take him off. Yeah. And for those reasons, I think it would be nice if we had a limited amount of tourists here. It would enable people to earn a little income, maybe through their carvings or through their lodging. You could have guest houses, and that would help finance the island a little bit. It would also upgrade the standards of housing and building on the island, because you know that there are visitors coming in here. As it is, we may get 3 or 4, you know, perhaps no more than a dozen visitors who actually come to stay on the island for any length of time. And the number is so small, so few, that people don't even hardly consider them as visitors, being so few in number. For that reason, I think an airstrip perhaps could help the island. People could come and go knowing that they could come at a certain time and leave at a certain time.
Yeah, it's it would have to be some kind of small planes coming in from French Polynesia or so, something like that.
It would have to be a small aircraft, and it would have to come through French Polynesia. And with this island being British, perhaps there would have to be some special negotiations for aircraft to a joint thing coming through the Gambier Islands or Mangareva. But I think it could be a good thing. On the other hand, it would have to be carefully controlled if tourists should come here on a regular basis. It would ruin the island in some ways, because the hospitality of the people on Pitcairn is quite well known, and I would not like to see it to the point where everything we do we expect to be paid for, which is the thing that usually happens when you have tourists.
Mm. So you would rather like it to continue as a hospitality?
I would like it to be that way, but it's a matter of choice. We would like to see more young people especially come back here to live, but I can't see them leaving their homes, the comforts of home, their car and everything else, and come here without even knowing whether they would be able to earn any income. Right. The few tourist ships that come in here usually be 3 or 4 in the summer months of the year, and then after that there's maybe one cargo ship that would stop in here, say twice a month or something like that. Yeah. Well, that will not enable the people to get enough money to pay for their essentials.
We have now been talking with some of the islanders about what they think about Pitcairn Island and which plans they have for the future. We hope that you enjoyed it as much as we from the Marco Polo. Next week we shall be back with the next episode called South Pacific Food. Until then, have a nice week.
Con la fuerza de mi voz,
vamos a decir que no,
yo lo canto sin temor.
Vamos a decir que no,
todos juntos a triunfar.
Vamos a decir que no,
por la vida y por la paz.
Terminemos con la muerte.